Welcome back. Today we're looking at Dreamcore. Ooh, and boy am I glad you're here for this one because my, you're looking dreamy. Smash subscribe for more compliments. For real though, we're looking at Dreamcore and it's gonna be a lot of things that just feel like nonsense. Very dreamlike nonsense. Maybe a familiar nonsense, maybe just nonsense for the sake of it. A lot of green grass, a lot of blue sky. Some of it will feel liminal space adjacent. Dreamcore as an aesthetic, I think sometimes people color outside the lines a little bit, but I'm not knowledgeable enough to know what counts and what doesn't to really like call them on it. So there might be things in here that aren't Dreamcore, but would I know? And also, does it really matter? It's all Dreamcore if you say it is, you know? Also, as a little bonus treat, kind of an ongoing thing here, I'm going to take what I learned from looking at these images and I'm gonna make my own at the end. I'm gonna make several, I think. So stick around for that. I'm gonna do my best, all right? Don't be too mean. First one, vehicles out in the night. But the night sky looks a little bit dreamlike, a little nonsensical. This is not what it looks like. Even without any light pollution, this is also still not what it looks like. Unfortunately, I'd love it if the sky looked like this, just like straight up Hubble telescope, just view of the galaxies, just looking out into space, but not quite, unless you got really good eyes. Which you don't. Maybe you would if you weren't always looking at your phone. But yeah, it gives you that sort of feeling of this isn't real, but it's also relatable. It's things that you're familiar with, of course, but kind of thing that your brain combines when you're asleep. Or at least it feels like it would. Maybe you've never had this specific dream, but you could understand the dreamness of it. The dreamness. And then there's this. A whole different type of Dreamcore here. This feels a little more liminal space. You got this random, tiny little woodsy cabin kind of out in the middle of nowhere, just on a grassy green hill. You got a ton of blue sky. It's kind of warped in like a fisheye lens kind of way, making you feel a little bit weird. Dreamcore-y, you could say. And there's a bunch of doors, looks like 5 of them, or 6 of them. 7 of them? That's a lot of doors. They feel very Monsters, Inc. to me. Like, I think of each of these doors leading to some other, like, dreamy dimension. Like, this one could just open up and go to, like, space. And this one could be, like, pool rooms type thing. You know, like, just a bunch of different little things, you know? But that's just my own little fun, silly thing I'm adding to this image. Use your imagination as much as you'd like. This is a safe place for that. But yeah, this one feels very dreamlike, doesn't it? Here's some images on TikTok. It's funny because this one is Dreamcore, but it's like a painting that feels Dreamcore in like a Dreamcore room. It's like kind of double Dreamcore. You got the like green field, blue sky, rainbow. And the rainbow is missing the color green, which feels like a crime to me. And you got these weird rocking chairs, this crib, and this teeny tiny little crib. It's like a crib for a mouse. This is not real. It's just a dream. This one's so strange to me. Hear me out on this one, all right? I believe this could just be a real image because it looks so convincing. The best I can guess is that they added the ceiling in here, or at least made the ceiling weird, but it looks kind of legit, doesn't it? But look how many lights are on the ceiling. Like, it looks absurd. But just the idea of this being indoors, which it looks, again, my detector for what's real and not real is not banging on all cylinders these days. It's getting harder. But can you imagine playing in like a simulated beach sand area? Like this much sand, not like a sandbox, like a full-on sand extravaganza, but you're like in a basement. That's so bizarre. I believe this could be real. I don't know, but man, talk about dreamlike. This should only exist in a dream, but you know what? I guess if you don't have access to an actual beach, then like this is probably decent, you know? But the amount of lights on the ceiling makes me think that these are like heat lamps keeping like lizard children alive. But that's again, just me using my imagination. I've been doing that a lot lately. Dude, these little play place things, I don't know what you call them. Little indoor play structures, I don't know. These are weird for me specifically, and only me. No, but because for my experience with these as a kid, we never like went to these on purpose, except for like maybe 1 or 2 like friends' birthday parties. But like this was usually something I was in at like a McDonald's where that had this, and it was for like 5 minutes. Like while we're waiting for our food, I could go play for like a second, you know? Or like I finished eating my food really quick so I could go play while everyone else finished up their food. Like this, because of how little time I spent in these at once, it feels even more dreamlike. Even when I was there, it felt like a dream. It's like you're eating food with your family, you're eating a stupid cheeseburger, and then you're like in this dark tunnel and they're in like this weird ball pit with some kid that smells weird that you've never seen before, and then he also like vanishes after that, like into thin air, and then you like go through these weird nets and stuff, and then you come out the slide, and then your parents are like, all right, let's go home, and then you're just in the car. Super weird. It really felt like a dream even as a kid. So this is like double Dreamcore. This image doesn't even look photoshopped at all. This is just this. And honestly, it works. Yeah, man, this one looks cool though. Holy smokes, they've got some layers in here. And the ball pit, sick, dude. Ball pits were the best. I don't even know why. There was probably always like a dirty diaper in them because they always smelled kind of funny. And also like, what, is someone checking them every day to make sure nothing gross is in there? Is someone cleaning off all the balls at the end of the night? I don't think so. Those things were unsanitary. That being said, my friend just sent me a link to this place in San Francisco that I really want to go to. And it's like, it's artsy. It's for like artsy, cool adults, but it's a ball pit. It's a giant ball pit that you can like go in. And so like, you know, it's artsy or whatever. So I would go like as an aspiring artist just to like check it out, make sure it's cool. And also maybe triple backflip into the balls, maybe 360, maybe 720. I'm just saying, maybe completely submerge myself and make my friends find me. Maybe never come up again, maybe till they close, just because I'm artsy like that, you know. But super funny, I might go. I think it's expensive, so I don't know if it's worth it. But ball pit for adults, and I get to feel like I'm a little artsy guy. Say no more. You don't gotta twist my arm. Anomalies reported. 1. This cow is a house. What is this device? It's like tracking the heat of a house. When is that gonna help you out? Oh, my house is hot, but not all of it. And also, this is a cow, but it's not. It's actually secretly a house, I think. But yeah, this is Dreamcore. I mean, it's more like weirdcore, honestly, if I dare say. I don't really know the difference, but you got this like single grass texture, just flat all the way up to here. Then you have just like a purposely badly added in sky, and then a little cutout of a cow. And then this just to add an extra layer of weirdness to it. I don't know, it's Dreamcore. I'll give it a pass, but it's definitely weird. Edna Mode's house from The Incredibles. Someone posted this one and I was like, huh? And then I was like, oh wait, I don't know what it is, man, but whenever I see images from movies from this era, like animated ones, especially like Shrek 1, I'm always like, was the animation that bad? I mean, I don't think it's actually bad, but I think that like looking at this out of context and for like longer than we're supposed to, like this looks terrible, doesn't it? This looks like ancient. I mean, the movie is old, but still, I don't know. Look how weird this looks though. You got like, again, like the goofy amount of just single texture grass. You got these cube trees awkwardly lining the driveway with their like bad shadows. Perfectly gray, no shading at all driveway. And then the house up here is like just so blocky looking. The whole thing just looks so weird. And dreamlike. Good find, honestly, because I wouldn't have thought of this, but there's probably a lot of animated movies from this era that look very dreamlike if you grab the right images, you know? Just out of context. Stop! Don't go any further. Okay, dude. You want me to just hang out in this sky room forever? I don't think so. Also, who's saying that? The stop sign? I've never listened to a stop sign before. I'm from California. I'm definitely going through this door, dude. I mean, how much worse can it be? I mean, I guess it could be a lot worse. This door could lead to like the fire dimension or like the spiky dimension or like a stinky room. Maybe the sky is not that bad. I don't want to spend eternity in the stinky room, but I also don't know if I trust a stop sign telling me to stop. Like that's all it knows how to do. Would it tell me to go ever? I don't think so. Choose, wake up or continue the dream. This is a good little checkpoint for you. Are you having fun? You enjoying the dream-like stuff? We're actually not that far in. We've only looked at like what, 6 posts? So don't choose to wake up yet. Please continue the dream. Okay, cool, let's go. One of my favorite images I've made, says this person. I mean, it's not bad, but it kind of looks like they just put a black rectangle on a regular picture, doesn't it? Wait, guys, check this out. Boom. What do you think about that, huh? Pretty dreamlike. Although actually it looks like they added the path. I think the path was not there either, so I'll definitely give them some credit for that. I know I'm being a little stinker about it, but this is actually pretty good. The path looked good enough that I didn't question it being there. So, dreamlike. This is where I live. This is like a whole other type of dreamcore where it's more weirdcore, but it's like these weird, bizarre, early 90s computer graphic aesthetic things. I don't know, it's hard to pinpoint what is going on here, but I like it. But also, this is where you live? Which one? There's 4 houses here. Let's be a little more specific here. But yeah, these ones where it's just super low res, super garbled, blue sky, kind of computer graphic. Look at this like bad text, all lowercase. You know, just the whole thing is just nonsense. I can't even tell what this would be from or even imply. It's like a different kind of dreamcore though, but I still like it. This is not real. This is like a regular neighborhood, but they just put the sky down here. But also like this is the neighborhood I grew up in when I was like early teens. So this does feel kind of creepy, nostalgic for me. But also, back in my day, the sky stayed up here and was never down here. But can you imagine stepping out of your house and falling into the sky? That'd be crazy. Here we go. These like cursed little play rooms. I don't know. I feel like I never actually went to any of these, but I've seen so many pictures of these and I'm like, what is the context here? They like didn't even try, but they also tried too hard. Like they had the budget to get like this awesome wall painting thing, and then they didn't just get cheap play things. They like had a theme going. They're all textured and colored. Would it be too much to ask for like a slide or like a teeter-totter? It's immersive, I guess. This is crazy. I know I keep talking about my childhood, but this is kind of like what our yard looked like. It was just a big square of green grass and nothing else, which I liked. Good space to run around in. But we also had a white fence, and then we lived on a prairie, so it was very flat and there was a lot of sky. So this honestly looks like my backyard as a kid. So picture, this is the front yard minus the sky being the floor, and this is the backyard. And that's me when I was like 13. Pretty weird to see it like this because it totally does look dreamlike. What a boring thing to look at. I mean, it's not, because the sky is beautiful and the grass is green and that's great, but I don't know what happened here with these signs, but they got a little messed up. I also like this is like your classic green grass, blue sky image, but they just slapped a gas station up there for good measure. They were like, you know what this needs? Gas station. Sure. I don't know if I dream about gas stations very often though, but I'll take your word for it. I think it's a good fit. Also, dude, check this out. I had to do a little digging to find out if this was real or not because I could not decide. This is real. This is a water park in Beijing, China. And holy smokes, can you imagine? It looks so overkill that it really feels like it fits Dreamcore. Like, look how absurd this looks. They got these giant jellyfish, these huge bubbles. Like, look how big this is. I can't even tell where the slides begin and end. And I thought this was a roller coaster right here, but it looks like just rigging for lights. But I was like, they got a roller coaster in here? Holy smokes. I don't think you need to do all this to convince me to go in a little pool, but I respect it, you know? It's kind of a lot, but it's kind of cool. I feel like after being in here for a couple hours, it would feel so weird to just go outside again to like normal life. You become a fish if you hang out in here for too long. Crazy, but also awesome. Look outside. It means no harm. What's that supposed to be, huh? This is all we get to see of it? Is it a floating eyeball, or is it just something that has eyes like this? This is kind of ominous. Not into it. Also, telling me it means no harm makes me think it maybe means harm. Do I have trust issues? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know why eyes are so synonymous with Dreamcore as well. I don't think I've ever dreamt of eyes before, but they're always part of this aesthetic. They're always part of Dreamcore. So I don't know. People are just dreaming about floating eyes often, I guess. Not me though. I dream about flying noses. That's my thing. Who else? Anyone else dream about noses? Okay. Yeah, pretty good. I like it. It's funny how friendly this all is, but because it's so dialed up, it feels suspicious. You know, it's like everything about this technically says friendly. Like it's like such a bright color, blue sky, pinkish clouds, bright light, something out there maybe, but it feels like a trick, you know? I don't know. I think that's what makes some of these images that are really dreamlike in a positive way feel kind of eerie, because nothing's supposed to look like that, you know? Anything that looks like that feels like a trick to draw you in. Like, look how nice this looks. Come on, come over here. Yeah, sure, pal. I'm not gonna fall for that. You can keep your cotton candy dimension to yourself. Nice little 3D render here in the mirror cube dimension. Waiting for the train or something? These seats look crazy. Imagine how dirty this glass would get. Ugh. But yeah, you got the green grass and the blue sky. I like it. Here we are on the train now. However, the train is in the ocean, which is a very terrifying prospect. I do not like that at all. Imagine sinking in the ocean in a train. Actually, don't imagine that. Don't use your imagination for that. Green grass, weird houses, blue sky, classic. And wow, the train is looking up. I much prefer this train, not gonna lie. Dang, that's like the scariest playground I've ever seen before. It just looks so bare bones. It's just 3 slides identically side by side, and that's like pretty much it. Maybe a couple swings in this huge area surrounded by a chain link fence. It's like the city wanted a playground, but they gave them like a budget of like $200. They were like, figure it out. But I don't know, I feel like as a kid I wouldn't care that much. I'd ride all 3 slides and then I would pick which one was my favorite. I think the middle one is the fastest. Literally. The fog doesn't help though. This makes this playground look like a mirage, you know, to lure the kids in, and then it snatches them up, you know. There I go with that imagination again. Whew. Woo! Thing's powerful. Nice. I like the ones that are inside of a building, usually a very nonsensical building, but I like when it implies that they're way up in the air because it feels kind of sci-fi to me. Very dreamy sci-fi for sure. But I'm like, dude, you're like in the clouds and like above them, but you're inside of a structure. Like, how tall is this structure? Or is this structure flying? Both are cool. I like both. And then as an added bonus, you got these flowers, which seems to be a common thing today. It's just like grass with flowers inside of things that shouldn't be able to sustain grass and flowers. But I like it. Pretty cool. Yellow grass to shake things up, and then blue sky, random table with chairs. This is so funny to look at. It's also just messing with my brain because you're obviously looking down at the table and chairs at the top of a hill, but the sky that was obviously added in. Don't ask me how I can tell. I'm just good with these kind of things. It's obviously the sky from like a normal angle, and so having the camera being looking down, but then the sky is like from here. I don't know. It's weird for my brain to look at. It feels cursed and dreamlike. That's a win. I think it's good work. I like it. Also, imagine eating like a sandwich out here, dude. This would hit. Just a random table in the middle of nowhere, just for you. Wow. This place is paradise purgatory. Uh-oh, buddy. Yeah, this feels like this kind of a room that we're in is like paradise to like a kid. Kid me would have loved this room if I was like 6, you know? I'm like, this room looks sick. I love the colors. I like this little pointless upper area that I can just hang out in because. But then, yeah, this looks kind of terrifying. It's just like perfectly flat, green grass, blue sky in every direction. And if you look, the horizon is right here, but then it's also up here. So like there must be a huge hill behind this wall that makes you think. That's crazy. But yeah, this is very dreamlike, very liminal space-esque.
This is not real.
Oh, man.
It's just a dream.
Dude.
Please.
Oh, dude, this is something. Dimly lit, like old diner. This is like one of the coolest ones we've seen. I don't even know how Dreamcore this is. This feels more liminal to me, but I really, really like it. There's something about not being able to see how far a room goes, like implying that there's a bunch of the same thing, but not knowing how far it goes, kind of lets you think that maybe it just goes on for like a long time or forever. Like these tables could go on forever. Could be the infinite diner. Something to think about for sure. Dang. Are they underwater or low gravity? It looks like low gravity. I don't know what's happening here, but this is not something that's a throwback for me. I mean, the rest of them are kind of like a little throwback. You got like, I mean, I don't know about this one, but that's kind of a throwback. And then you got this weird play place type deal, kind of a throwback. Diner, kind of a throwback. This one stands out a little bit as like, what? Low gravity is not a throwback. It's not like, oh, back in my day, everything was floating. It was crazy. We liked it much better then, and now everything's ruined. But I don't know. I see lots of this pool room stuff in Dreamcore, and I feel like it fits, but also it feels more like a different thing. I don't know. But who cares? It is what we say it is, you know? Here we go. The end of a world. Nice. This one feels a little psychedelic, I would say. Again, eyeballs everywhere. Just for the sake of eyeballs. Flying eyeballs with wings. These people have wings and then eyeballs on them. A lot going on here, a lot to process. Also, it's funny to me, the end of a world. It's interesting, you know? How dare I think that my world is the world, you know? Like imagine, you know, you hear someone screaming on the sidewalk like, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world. That's not good. But if they said, it's the end of a world, you'd be like, okay, cool. Well, like not this one though, right? A little arrogant of you to think that this world is the world. You think you're the main character? You think Earth is the main character? I mean, maybe. It's time to come home. You must be so tired. Yeah. I must be. This one feels so normal compared to the rest of them, especially that last one. This is just like a bridge or like a wall. I don't know. A wall that's not doing a very good job. Last one, old mall. Again, sort of liminal space, but again, who cares? This like low res, blurry nature, the like dreamy colors. I don't know what it is. I don't know what this filter is. Maybe it really is just old camera, but this does so much for me. I don't know why. It's just low res, I think, but there's something about it being low res and stretched that just feels like familiar to me in like the best way or also the worst way. I don't know. But yeah, just seeing like an old, very 80s, 90s looking mall in like this old camcorder footage. It does something, man. And it makes me feel weird. Anyway, hopefully that was a fun little journey for you. Now we're gonna take what we've learned and we're gonna apply it. Because I am a pick-me reaction channel. I'm not like other reaction channels. I don't just react. I also do, as of like the last couple weeks. I know you probably wanted to see the process, but I'm bad at this sort of stuff. It's not that kind of channel. I'll talk about what I did, but I'm not gonna like show it to you. I made 3 images, and I'm pretty happy with at least one of them. I think they're all decent. One of them I don't love, one of them's decent, and one of them I actually kind of like. So I'll show you the worst one first, and I'll talk about what I did. Here's the first one. It's important to note that I deliberately used only photos that I took. I think that was an important part of this process. So this is an actual photo I took like, I don't know, 10 years ago, probably more. Looks like one of my little brother's birthday cakes where I had turned the 8 sideways to be like, ooh, it's infinity. Sort of made like a Dreamcore, Weirdcore-esque image. You got the sparkles they always add, including on the candles. You got the weird text color choices, kind of ominous line. I don't love this one. This is the one I don't like that much, but I think the idea was there. This is the first one I made, and I also made it look just kind of extra old by whatever you call it, posterizing it. So this looks bad, but on purpose. And then I also made this one, and I think this is the one I made that is my favorite. I like it quite a bit. This is just a picture of me at the beach when I was like 18. I cut myself out and then I made myself look all goofy like this, kind of garbled the beach and water to look all old computer graphic-y. Did this wild text with the dual text where it says I can't go home, but it's also like I won't go home. Can he not go home, or is he choosing to stay? It kind of implies something weird's going on here, doesn't it? And then I took a picture of the sky, made it all pixely, and flipped it upside down, and then put it in the where the sky goes. So this is my favorite one for sure. This one is unironically decent. I would even say it's good. Someone could come along and say it's not Dreamcore, and I would accept that. But is it not good? I don't mean to be too whatever, but I think it's actually pretty good. I don't usually say that about stuff I make. I usually say it's bad. This one I'm happy with. We'll talk about what I did to make this too, but here's the third one. So this one, I don't love it. But it's decent. I don't know why I wrote Rise and Shine, to be honest. I think it was just random enough, maybe. But I put these one-way signs in here, awkwardly cut them out and pasted them in there all the way down. Kind of, I don't know, weird, dreamlike, I guess. And then on this side, they're mirrored, but instead of saying one way, it says no way. See that? Yep. I guess you could say I'm kind of an artist. And then we got the Rise and Shine with the weird kind of 90s text style. And then this is like a teardrop with an eye. You could call it an eye drop. I don't know what I was thinking when I did that, but I feel like I needed to include an eye somewhere, so I did. I really feel like I didn't get this one to come together. I like the bottom half as it is, but the top half doesn't really connect to the bottom half. So that's the reason why I didn't like it that much, but it's fine. It definitely feels random in the right way. Rise and Shine, implying that the person looking at this is streaming like Dreamcore. Again, I made it look all low quality. I couldn't quite do the right kind of low quality though. I could only simplify the colors. I kept saving the images over and over as a JPEG, thinking I could make it look more like muddy, but it never quite looked right. I'm sure there's a better way to do that, but I'm a photo editing novice. The best I do is cut myself out, put 2 images and text for my thumbnails, and that's about as far as my photo editing knowledge goes. So the fact that I was able to make anything is more than I expected. But anyway, let's look at what I did. Okay, so here's the starting image right here. Just a regular photo, 18-year-old me at the beach. You know, this is like a total just cheesy Instagram photo. It was kind of perfect for this though because of that nature, that it looked kind of older. And then I blasted the heck out of it to make it look like this. And then I made it look like this with a little more layering. And then I posterized it a lot, or posterized, I don't know what you call it. Messed with the colors again to look like this. Added the sky in there. Made the sky look pixely, posterized the sky, and then I overdid myself with this weird kind of like vaguely 3D shadowy cutout, and then I slapped the text on there. Bada bing, bada boom. And then I saved it as a JPEG like 6 times over, so you got that extra layer of like bad. And it definitely worked for this one. It actually gave it that slightly blurry old image quality. And honestly, forget the other 2 I made, just remember this one. I'm happy with this one. I like it a lot, unironically. I think this is good. I think I might actually post this to somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoy this little thing where I make the content at the end. I want to keep doing it. It's a fun project for me. I feel like it elevates the content a little bit. It's kind of like a bonus for those that care to see like what my brain would make if I applied it to this thing. Like I made a TikTok, I think a couple videos ago, and I've done that before, but I want to keep doing it. Let me know what you think. Let me know which image was my favorite. I will show them to you again. So I made this one, Infinity Birthday, You Have Been Here Forever. And I made this one, I Can't Go Home or I Won't Go Home. And then this one, Rise and Shine. I kind of wish I had replaced the sky. I think that's what I wanted to do. I just didn't think of it. I think this tree kind of ruined that. I'm not talented enough to cut out this tree. I think a flat blue sky would have done a lot of good for this image. But just remember this one. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video and feel like clicking those buttons for me. I really appreciate it. Let me know if you have any other things you want me to try. Look at and then try, I should say. I'll probably keep making TikToks, like the horror TikToks. Maybe I'll try some other types of TikToks. Maybe I'll try Uncanny Valley sometime. I don't know how I do that, but maybe I'll try analog horror soon. Anyway, stuff to look forward to, hopefully. Again, I don't know if everyone likes seeing what I do, but I like it, so I mean, get used to it, buddy. All right, thanks for watching. Bye-bye. This is real. Go to sleep.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep.